It's the not urgent, important bucket that really moves the needle in your life. But it constantly gets put on the back burner. So I need a focuscation to do the important but not urgent work. Welcome to King Moves. In chess, the king moves one step at a time, but that single move can change everything. Each week, we explore mindset shifts and simple actions that could lead to the next breakthrough in your business and life. I'm your co-host, Ethan King, from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Entrepreneur, TEDx speaker, and best-selling author of Wealth Beyond Money.
And I'm your co-host, Justin King, no relation to Ethan, from Cape Town, South Africa. Entrepreneur, speaker, and business growth strategist. Our journey crosses continents and cultures as we think out loud, challenge assumptions, and uncover the small moves that create big momentum. Welcome to King Moves. Let's start the conversation. Okay, Ethan, so got a bit of a different topic for us today. And it's really about being curious how you get your life admin done. And when I say life admin, what I'm referring to, today I've had 2 appointments that I've been to. I had a dermatologist appointment this morning, and then I went to the oral hygienist this afternoon. And it seems silly, but man, these are things that I put off for so long. It's so bad. To get there, it's just, I'll be honest, I've got an admission. My wife booked both those appointments for me, and they ended up in my calendar. That's how bad I am at making it happen. And maybe that there is the life hack. But I was wondering to myself earlier today, should we take like a life week during the year where every year you take essentially a week off, and it's your life week. It's all these big things that you need to do for yourself that you just never do, and you line them up. You have your annual health check, and you go to your oral hygienist, and you go to the dermatologist, and you get some other admin stuff done. You go spend time at the bank, whatever it may be, because man, for me, these are cans that I just kick down the road. And sometimes I will kick that can down the road for years. And I think particularly on the health side of things, I'm very aware of it now, having a young son. I want to be around for a long time. And when it's kind of just you kind of live and die by the sword, and you kind of have this very carefree attitude. But I've got a responsibility to my wife. I've got a responsibility to my son that I look after myself. And anyway, I'm getting off topic there, but it's like, how do you fit this in? Or what is your process been to make sure that these really important things happen regularly? Because I need to make sure that it happens for me.
Yeah. Well, first of all, statistics show that men are worse at this than women are by far when it comes to like making doctor's appointments and health appointments, especially when it comes to preventative stuff. I mean, most men, we don't go to the doctor unless something's bleeding or broken. It's a last resort. But what I'm starting to notice is, in fact, sadly, one of my classmates from high school just passed away. I mean, this guy's in his 40s. He was actually the salutatorian at our school. Sam Hong, so R.I.P. Sam. It's salutatorian. I don't know if y'all use the same language, but the second smartest person in the class, basically, right under valedictorian. But great guy, and he was in shape and healthy. From the outside and from all appearances, he was healthy. But rumor has it, I have no idea if this is true. I heard it through multiple people, but rumor has it that he had high cholesterol, even though he was active. And it seemed healthy. So the importance of getting your actual numbers checked, the older we get, I'm seeing it more than ever. Like you have to get under the hood. You can't go by how you feel or how you look or even your routines. Even if you do work out and think that you eat well, you have to look at your actual numbers. Just like in business, you got to manage by the numbers. So a few things that I do, I use a lot of tech to help, surprisingly, but there are some apps that will automatically, I think twice a year, it nudges me to go get my blood panels done. One of them is Ultra Human, and there are a lot of them popping up on the marketplace now. So I'm definitely not endorsing any one of them. Just get one where you can go get all of your blood panels. Now it's not cheap. I mean, there's another one called Superpowers. I tried that one, and what I didn't like about it is that they charge you a membership fee. And then when you go through the checkout process, they add all these things to your cart, like all these additional panels. I wish they would just give me one fee up front for everything, right? So that's what I liked about Ultra Human. But There are more and more of them popping up. Just sign up for one and it will remind you every 6 months or every year at a minimum to go get all of your blood panels done. And then you go and they literally took like 14 vials of blood. So it's a lot of blood they're taking out because they're testing like over 100 different things. But then you get your markers back and it's very eye-opening. I'll take those results, I'll put them into AI, and now I have like a health coach. It doesn't substitute a doctor, but it's a quick second opinion, and I can run anything by it related to my health. So putting it on autopilot helps using the app. When it comes to the dentist, most dentists that I've been to have a great system where when you leave your appointment, they go ahead and schedule you for your next appointment. So I make sure that I do that, because if I put it off, in fact, a few years ago, I didn't go to the dentist for like 2 or 3 years because I didn't even realize it. The time just went by so fast. And actually, I think this was like during COVID. So, you couldn't go into the dentist at the time. And then I missed that auto booking for the next one. Next thing I knew, years had went by. And I had to get some stuff fixed. So any way you can put something on autopilot, I'm always a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I think you've done it a good way. And the problem is, for me, I use time as an excuse a lot. So that's why I'll put these things off. And that's why I was wondering if condensing it, particularly the in-person. So there's a lot that you can use tech, or a lot of ways you can use tech to help you. But there's still, to get blood done, you've got, maybe somebody can come to your house, I'm sure, but you've got to physically have that done. To get your teeth done, you've physically got to have that done. To have your skin checked out, you've got to physically have a dermatologist check it out. Although having said that, I know they do a lot of online and things via photos these days as well. But everything takes time, and I think when it's dotted all over, and that's why I've fixated on this idea of the health week. And you're the man that could help me figure out, how do I have that, and how do I create an agent that its responsibility is to help me with my health week. And in that health week, every single year, I know that at this particular week of the year, I've got all these checks lined up, and whether it's 2 or 3 a day or whatever it is, but man, that's the week that I get it done. And I'm a person of routine, and that appeals to me, because like if I know every year that week, that's what it's all about. And I also think it's just, when you make quite a big thing of it, you call it a health week or whatever. I'm just calling it a health week right now, but call it what you want. It becomes a real reminder that needs to overflow into other areas of your life as well. Because if I'm going to focus on my health for a week, well, why can't I focus on my health for a month? Why can't I focus on my health for a year? Why is it just a week? I don't know. I'm kind of going all over the shop and show and on a bit of a tangent now, but the more I think about it, there's something to it.
I think the broader picture of what you're talking about is we have so many dimensions of our life that we need to manage, and what's the best way to do that? And I think batching is always a great idea when you can do it. Now, I personally haven't had much success with trying to batch medical visits, just because there's not always availability in the particular week that I would want. Although it is a great concept. Just like if I very rarely go run physical errands, but when I do have to go somewhere physically, I try to just batch it all. Like, I'm already out, so let me go to this place and this place and this place. It's just like we batch recording this show, So I'm a big fan. To me, batching is one form of automation. So I love the idea of having a health week, a self-care week, maybe not just getting your physicals done and, dental work, whatever, your health appointments, but also maybe it's going to the spa, getting a pedicure, getting a manicure, getting a massage, all of that. And we'll just call it a self-care week. But zooming out and looking at the bigger picture of that, I'm a big fan of Think Weeks. So Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg very famously have this Think Week every year, or maybe a couple of times a year, where they just kind of go in isolation and cut off all communication and just read and study and think, and just clear, white space just to think. Because we live in such a noisy world. It's hard to sometimes really think. And if you have ever been intentional about taking time to sit down and think, you can solve so many problems and unlock so many things that have seemed impossible. Like, just taking time to think is remarkable. So having a Think Week, and that's something that I used to do it every year pretty religiously. I got the idea from them, and I would just take a stack of books and go check into some random hotel room in a place where I wouldn't be distracted or feel the temptation to go like explore and sightseeing or anything like that. Some boring city hotel and just a bunch of books, and like, this is what I want to get done. This is what I want to absorb. And that was very, very beneficial for me. Now, I haven't done that in a while, but now I have this new need and concept that I'm playing around with called a focuscation. That's what I'm calling it. We have a new guest. Look at that. Well, hello, Harrison.
Say
hello. Staring right at the screen. He is a handsome guy, man.
How old is he now? He is almost 5 months. Man, I can't believe how quickly the time's gone. If you don't mind, the two of us are going to be on this pod.
That's great. Even better. Focuscation. So Monica and I were recently talking about how you just have so many things that you need to get done, but you just get caught up in the whirlwind of the everyday work. So we joke like, I need a vacation just to work. Like, to actually like do work, which sounds weird, but what we're talking about is obviously a different bucket of work. Where if you think about the Eisenhower matrix, or, some people call it the urgent important matrix, you have that column where you have things that are not urgent but important that you need to do, but they always seem to get overpowered by the list of important things you have to do that are urgent, or the everyday fires you need to put out. But it's the not urgent important bucket that really moves the needle in your life. But it constantly gets put on the back burner. So I need a focuscation to do the important but not urgent work. And that's my new goal actually for this month.
And are you going to make it a weekend? Or what's the plan?
A week would be great. I think at least blocking off a chunk of 5 days minimum and going in with clear intention and goals of what I want to get done. This will be the outcome of this week or this 5 days is where I'll see the results. So I will report back and let you know. But I already can tell that if I don't do it, then next year, months from now, 8 months from now, I'll be in the same place where I am. This is the stuff you have to get done in order to achieve your goals. You have to get that not urgent, important stuff done.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, the idea of the focus, the focus week, the focus, what did we call it? The focus?
Focuscation.
Yeah, I mean, the closest that I've got to that, well, I haven't done it. So let me retrace those steps. It's really been, for me, it's been just a lens shift. Instead of saying I need to do some work over the weekend or in the evening or something like that, which for Em and I became quite tricky. We didn't like this idea of necessarily having to work. So we just rather say we've got some building to do and let's do some building over the weekend, or let's do some building this evening. Because as soon as we say that, we both know what we're meaning. It's we building for the future. We're going to do some work that is the deep stuff, the things that we don't get time to do during the day and during the week, but is really important. And we know it's going to be the foundation of what we're wanting to build as a family and build for ourselves. So even just changing some of those, there's just the wording of it has made it that much more palatable when we say it to each other, rather than kind of getting somebody's back up or getting somebody defensive, being like, hey, you're not supposed to be working in the evenings, or not supposed to be working on the weekends, or whatever it is. So yeah, that's been a game changer for us.
Yeah, really great point. The words matter, because you can say, oh, I have work to do, but that could mean multiple things. It's like, are you doing client work, busy work, or are you building? Building is a very strong word. It's work, but it's a different type of work. It feels more meaningful. It feels like you're moving forward. A lot of times for me, when I'm doing client work, I don't feel like I'm moving forward. I mean, it's great. I'm thankful for my clients. Love you, thank you. But it's different when you're building your dream towards your dreams. So I like it. Maybe we call it a buildingcation, but to find a good word for it.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys say vacation. We say holiday a lot. So I was trying to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. A building holiday for you. Focus holiday.
Holiday. I don't know. Build dollar day. That maybe is the right way. So to take it all the way back, I'll finish this with a very short anecdote, a story from my dermatologist appointment today. Man, so it was just a checkup, but I had like a little bit of a little lump on my tricep that I thought, hey, maybe this needs to get checked out. So it turns out the doc wanted to remove that. And then he also found a spot on my left shoulder that in summertime, I enjoy running, and I enjoy running with my shirt off, and it's a bit of sun damage, just a benign carcinoma. So he decided to remove that as well. Ethan, this doc says he usually uses half a vial of local anesthetic to numb the area. He put 2 into my back and then 3 into my tricep because I felt him cut this thing out of the back of my shoulder today. And he said to me, you know what? It's usually alcoholics on which the anesthetic does not work so well. But he said to me, Justin, you don't look like an alcoholic. So I was like, thank you very much. I'm not an alcoholic at all. But it was interesting. So the anesthetic just did not work for me. 2 shots in the back, 3 on my arm, and my arm felt fine. But so I had to tough it out today. I had to suck it up and tough it out and kind of get something cut out without too much anesthetic, which wasn't fun, but got it done. I prioritized it instead of kicking and down the road.
And this was just today. I mean, you don't look like you're in pain.
Today, it was this morning.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Anyway, that's interesting. It's probably something genetic. I've had a situation where I got a root canal once and the anesthesia didn't work. I swear I felt every bit of it. And they warned me. They were like, okay, this is going to put you to sleep, or I don't know if it was what did you call it, the laughing gas? Yeah. And then they wouldn't let me drive home, but I was like, guys, I'm fine. It did not work. All I feel is pain. But yeah, I'm glad everything's going well with you. And I guess the land the plane here, I think it's a great concept. And I would frame it like this for a King move. Be intentional about the different dimensions of your life and schedule a health holiday, a thinking holiday, and a building holiday at a minimum.
I love that. Yeah. And I can't add to that 100%. And I'm going to try to do it myself. And what you said is, and you made a good point, it's difficult to batch the health things because the appointments aren't always available. But I think if you make it a regular annual thing and you're booking a year in advance, I reckon you'll be able to get a lot of them in that same week. And that's what I'm going to challenge myself to try and do, is see how many of those I can get into a week, 6 months, and then a year from then for myself. But I like this thought process. Thanks, Ethan.
That's a wrap for today's episode of King Moves. Quick favor before we go. If this episode made you think differently or helped you see your next move more clearly, take 30 seconds and leave us a review. It helps the show reach leaders who need these conversations. Remember, in chess, like in business, one right move can change everything.
Take today's action step, make your move, and build momentum. And if you found value in today's episode, share it with someone who's ready for the next breakthrough. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our weekly conversations.
Until next time.